All right, the one and only game on Friday night. It's Florida Atlantic taking on Charlotte. Florida Atlantic 5-point road favorites, 41 the total. I got totally the handicap wrong with Florida Atlantic and UTSA last week because I thought Daniel Richardson, the Central Michigan transfer veteran quarterback, going to be able to move the football. He couldn't. It was a really tough game for him in that FAU offense. Very, very poor game offensively from them. The defense was bad in the first half. I thought in the second half they actually hung in there, but eventually if your offense is just not going to be able to move the football, you're going to have problems. And Florida Atlantic did lie. That was a very, very disappointing offensive performance from them, especially because I thought they were starting to build some momentum, after the injury to Casey Thompson. And Tom Herman ends up going to Daniel Richardson, but Daniel Richardson wasn't good. And you got to wonder, too, he's a smaller quarterback, and sometimes he has trouble getting the ball over the defensive linemen, and he gets balls batted down at the line of scrimmage. That can sometimes be an issue for him as well. But it was just not a good performance from the FAU offense. I got wrong by them last week. I'm not really ready to rush out there and say, yeah, I'm ready to lay 5 on the road now with this offense after what I saw last week. And this Charlotte 49ers team, I'll tell you what, they're 2-5. It's not a great record, but you look at the schedule so far for this Charlotte squad. They played Maryland, covered the number in defeat, 38-20. They did have a bad game against Georgia State, 41-25. Defense did look rough early in the season. These last few weeks, we've seen improvement. I thought their defense against Florida on the road, 22-7. I thought they played pretty well. They kept the team in the game. They covered the number wire to wire. They were getting 4 touchdowns. Florida never even sniffed a cover in that game against Charlotte. Against SMU, 34-16, another point spread cover, 23-point dogs against a very good SMU team. They did give up 34, but SMU had to work hard to get that number against Charlotte. Now, and the last 2 weeks, they've been terrific defensively. Now, a little step down, obviously, as far as competition and quality of offense playing Navy and East Carolina, but still improvement from this Charlotte team. I'm kind of leaning to Charlotte here a little bit, +5. I mean, the defense is improving, and it's not like Florida Atlantic had a great deal of offensive success last week. And to be able to cover numbers on the road, you've got to be able to put points on the board. And they just haven't been able to do that consistently. In fact, outside of the South Florida game, where they won 50. That's why I thought they were coming around offensively. The Tulsa game, the South Florida game, they moved the ball. They look good. And then they have that 36-10 loss to UTSA, and the offense did nothing in that game. I'm actually leaning to the Charlotte side here, getting the 5 in this game. They have been a good point spread team. They have covered 3 of their last 4. In the underdog role, they've covered 3 of their last 4. And for the entire season, the last 6 games, they've been dogs in every game, and they're 4-2 ATS in those games. So Charlotte's been undervalued all season, and they just might be undervalued again here. What do you think, Steve Mac?
Yeah, what's going on? I love Charlotte last week, and I like him again here. You talk about is that defense only giving up 127 to ECU, and ECU, tough times right now for them. And their offense is what it is. It isn't great, but if they continue to get about 328, that's what they had right around their 350. They'll be in this game and even win it. So I love the points with them. Put a little money line. FAU, what's going on with them? And UTSA I think is finally getting better on the defensive side of the ball, but they just shut them down. Richardson, the 2 picks, they had 162 yards total last week. It's just not right. And now they come here to Charlotte. They'll probably be better. But, no way do I want to lay points with FAU on the road. I like Charlotte. And I think it's low scoring. I mean, this could slip over, but I lean under.
Yeah. To me, I had to take note and downgrade Florida Atlantic a little bit last week after that. That was at home, 10 points. It's not good. It's not what you want to see in that game. And like I say, Charlotte is still a long ways away from getting to ultimate prominence, but there's some things to like. No question about the trajectory of the program.